Alright, so I kind of want to touch on a random topic here. Being fat. Obesity is a big problem here, especially in America. Most people in America are overweight. There's a difference between overweight and obese. But most people are overweight in America. It's a major fucking problem, costing us billions of dollars each year in healthcare. Hundreds of billions, probably. And I see people on social media, mostly millennials, saying, oh, be proud of who you are. It's okay to be fat. Be proud. I mean, shut the fuck up. It's a problem. If you're fat, don't go out and say, oh, I'm proud of myself. Being fat is not something to be proud of. Alright, so let's stop acting like being fat is a non-issue. And that's just who you are. No, who you are is like, I'm a male. That's who I am. That's something you can't control. I have dark hair. I have brown eyes. That's who I am, I think. I think something that you can control, like your weight, isn't who you are necessarily. So let's not, don't act like your weight is not a choice. What you eat, but then you go, oh, some people are fat and that, okay, maybe 1 out of every 1,000 people have like some problem that makes them fat or whatever. That's very rare. So let's not make that excuse. And then you got people saying, oh, don't call them fat. Well, they are fat. What do you want me to call them? Oh, call them the medical term. Shut the fuck up with this political correctness bullshit. See, that's the problem. People are worried about what word you're using to call somebody overweight or fat. They're worried about that, but they're not worried about people losing weight. See, if you tell somebody that they should lose weight, you're looking out for their well-being. You're trying to be a nice guy, saying, well, you're fat, you should probably lose some weight. Oh, you're so mean, you're so discriminatory against fat people. No! When there's a drug problem, like if somebody's on cocaine and you tell them, yeah, you should probably get off that drug, you idiot. That's not, nobody bashes you for that, but when it comes to being fat, then it's discriminatory. See, that's why that's part of the reason that there's so many fat people in America now, is because you got people going around saying, oh, it's okay to be fat. It's who you are. Oh, and then also, if you don't find fat people attractive, you're discriminatory against them too. No, it's called sexual preferences. Everybody has them. Oh, you shouldn't like people and then they'll say, oh, you shouldn't like people based on, you should like people based on their personality. Well, that's true. That is true. You should have a balance between the two. But then if that's true, if you should just base it on personality, then shouldn't everybody be bisexual then, right? If you're just going off of personality. So it's just a fucking, I hate, and then you got people, on social media, saying that, oh, fat girls are sexy. Fat girls are hot. I mean, give me a fucking break. And the only people posting that are people who are fat. So, since everybody's fat now, people are trying to make up the notion that fat girls are hot. I mean, give me a fucking break. I am so sick of this whole fat culture saying, oh, it's okay to be fat. It's attractive to be fat. Nobody finds fat people sexy. I mean, rolls are not sexy. That's not attractive. God, it's so disgusting too. You see people, oh, look at my fat. I'm happy with who I am. I mean, it's like a disease almost. This whole culture, this whole liberal culture. And again, if you don't find fat people attractive, you're a racist or you're discriminatory against fat people. If you say it's bad to be fat, you're discriminatory against fat people. And I'm not sitting up here on some high horse saying I'm a perfect human being. We all have problems. Let's face it. I mean, nobody's perfect. I have my problems. I'm sure all my viewers have problems. But when you have a problem, though, I'm not fat, so that's not my problem. I have problems. Again, I'm not a perfect human being. But when we see a problem in the world, we shouldn't praise it and say, okay, being fat's good. You know, we should say, okay, maybe we have to fix this problem. Maybe we should encourage people to fix this problem instead of saying it's okay. So that's my issue with it. You know, I'm not coming out here saying, oh, you're a horrible human being if you're fat. The only person you're hurting if you're fat really is yourself. I guess you could say you're hurting your family too, because you could die at an early age. So it is a major problem. And we shouldn't keep telling people it's okay, because it's not really it's not the end of the world if you're fat. It's a very fixable problem. You know, but you got to fix it before you die a bit. So I think we should stop saying it's okay and encourage people to go on a diet. Encourage people to eat healthier. Teach them how to eat healthier instead of saying, oh, it's just who you are. And I'm not, it's not like I would ever make fun of a fat person, because they're fat, or, shame somebody, publicly like that because they're fat, really. Again, it's a problem. We all have problems, but, fat shaming is, just telling somebody that they should lose weight is mistaken for fat. You're fat shaming. You're shaming fat people. Shut up. I'm just trying to help people. That's why I've made videos, talking about healthy meals I like for myself, like smoothies and certain things I like to eat for myself that are healthy. I love eggs. Eggs are my favorite food. I love eggs. They're healthy. I think they taste good. There's many ways to make them. Hard-boiled, soft-boiled, scrambled, sunny side up, over easy. A lot of fucking ways to make eggs. Love eggs. So that's all I gotta say, though, about, I wanted to make a video about that, because I just hate this whole culture that's, oh, it's sexy to be fat. It's okay to be fat. Let's stop saying that, and instead let's tell people to lose weight. And it's not like I see, it's not like I'm looking out at people and say, oh, he's fat, he's a bad person. No, you're not a bad person. You just have a problem that needs to be fixed. Alright? Because you don't want to be dying at fucking 40 years old or 50 years old of a heart attack. You want to be living to fucking, a good life. You want to be living 70, 80, 90 years old, not fucking dying at 50 of a heart attack. And if you're fat too, you're out of shape, you can't do anything. You can't be active without, losing your breath. You want to be in shape. You want to have a good body. You want to, you don't want to be sore because you're fat. So, let's just stop saying that it's okay to be fat. So that's all I got to say about that. Just wanted to make a video about that. So there you go, people.